Hello and welcome to All About Community. My name is Robert L. Harris and I am your host. Today my guest is Mario Wagner, who is a local contractor. He is with RF Contractors right here in Oakland, doing business as what?
Royal Floors.
Royal Floors. Mario, welcome to All About Community.
It's good to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, let's talk for a moment about your background. A little bit about your background. Where were you born and raised, and all that good stuff?
So I was born and raised in Oakland, California, West Oakland in particular. I went to Prescott. I went to Cole.
Prescott.
Yeah,
I
Prescott.
remember Prescott School.
Yeah, my first teacher was Miss Davis there.
Ah,
Yeah.
What is it about remembering that first teacher?
Well,
She must have had an impact.
it was a huge impact. I mean,
Is
she
that right?
probably wouldn't be mad at me for telling this story, but in school, my parents, they told me if somebody hit you, you hit them back.
Uh-huh.
And, I knew that hitting somebody, you could, get in trouble for it at school for
That's
sure.
true.
So I waited. I waited until I thought nobody was looking, and I hit them back. And Miss Davis saw it. So in her
And
seeing
she never saw him hit you,
She
but
never
she
saw it,
you
right.
hit him.
Right. So I got, needless to say, I got in trouble for it, and I never forgot her. And so years later, I kind of seen on Facebook and things like that, she was still around for some years. So,
But she had an impact, and that's always good. Now, you went to a high school here in Union City, was it?
I went to high school in Union City.
Yeah.
Yep, James Logan High School.
James Logan High. I have two grandsons who graduated from James Logan High School right there in Union City.
Yeah.
Now, tell me, what have you been doing for yourself during the last 10, 15 years, actually, since you graduated from high school?
So I never did graduate from high school.
All right, well, what happened?
I dropped out of high school and I went on to start my business.
Mm-hmm.
It's been, of course, a journey in itself. Not everybody is destined to graduate from high school or go on to higher education. So one of the most important things for me was to make sure that I still was productive after.
Now, how did you get into the contracting business?
So
that must be an interesting story.
In getting into contracting, my father and uncle had a flooring business that was based in Moraga. We always lived in Oakland, but as a kid, we always went out, my brothers and myself and my cousins and a host of other people from the neighborhood to work with my dad and uncle on flooring projects.
Mm-hmm.
It was a commercial flooring company, but, of course, we would go in on the weekends and kind of learn in essence, but we played most of the time, but we played our way into learning a trade. So I had to thank my dad for that, and it ended up being great labor as far as he was concerned.
And your trade was flooring,
right?
Okay.
Flooring.
Now, why? What motivated you to get interested in that?
Well, that's what it was. It was a flooring business, and that's what I knew how to do.
Your dad had a flooring business,
right?
Okay.
Yeah, he had a flooring business, and that's what I learned as a kid. And of course, you play with this stuff, and next thing you know, you're kind of like an expert. And so my goal was to be better than my dad, and he was one of the hardest to beat. So
well, tell us about your dad.
My dad, he was born in Texas, Trinity, Texas, and he's a twin, and his mother and father were from Texas, and he came out to California in, I think, 1972, and with his brother, and they started a flooring business, and we work with them, and they influenced us a lot.
And your goal was to be better than your dad.
Right.
Now, why you wanted to be better than your dad? Maybe your dad was the greatest.
He is. and I, even though, it's hard to fill his shoes, I could never do that. So I've created some that's, in essence, almost sit right side by side his. Yeah.
Yeah, and what drives your passion for flooring?
Drives my passion for flooring. Well, one, the what my dad taught me is and being able to give that to others. In running this business, I've been able to, one, keep my family together and work with them in the process of building it better than what our family had done in the past. So it's almost a legacy thing when it comes to the passion component, because I get to work with my brother, my dad, cousins.
So it's like a family business.
It still is a family business.
Okay, it's a
Yeah.
family business.
Yeah.
As Sliding the Family Stones would say, it's a family affair.
Family affair. Yeah.
I love that. Now, did you have to do any formal training for the flooring business?
So initially when I started out, I, of course, understood the trade. But when I dropped out of school and decided to become a business owner, you know, I had to go out in search of the things that I didn't know. I had my uncle and my dad, of course, to rely on for the things that they knew, but I wanted to surpass that and be able to build a bigger company. And that had in itself has been a challenge. One, because of things, like I said, I didn't know. And I think the main component to learning things that you don't know is finding people who know.
That is so critical.
Yeah.
So even though you may drop out of school, doesn't mean that that's the end of anything. It could be, and in Mario's case, it was the beginning of something great. Mario, I want to commend you on not just giving up, but moving up and stepping up.
Yeah.
We're going to have to go to break, so don't touch that remote. Put it down. We will be right back with All About Community. Again, my name is Robert L. Harris. I am your host, and my guest is Mario Wagner.